Christian. No, I'm not a Christian. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm talking. That's what we don't push out for. Yeah, so take the push away. It's not practice. Don't grab it. It's not a practice. It's not a practice talk. Don't grab it.
He's knowing people now.
I am talking. I don't need to sit there where I'm talking to you here. It's not a crime to speak. 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 I touch no one. I touch no one. That's a crime. Yeah, so let go of it. So when you come out with a gun, I touch no one. Yeah, so let go of it. Let go of it. I done nothing. I done nothing. Get your hands off me. I done nothing. I done nothing. I done nothing. Get your hands off me. Get your hands off me. I done nothing. Yeah, so what you want with me? Yeah, so speak to me now. No, I'm not running no time. I'm not running no time. Done nothing wrong. Yeah, so speak to me. Nothing's occurred. No, but I done nothing. I've not done nothing racist. No, I have not. I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing. I'm holding for nothing. I've done. I've done nothing. I've done nothing. I'm only to take a seat for nothing. I've done nothing. I've done nothing. I've done nothing. I've done nothing. I have not made no racist comments. I have not done nothing. I have done nothing. I have done nothing. Done nothing. Done nothing. Done nothing. Done nothing. I have not done nothing. No, 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 racist comments. Done nothing. Done nothing. Done nothing. Done I've done nothing. I'm arrested for nothing. Yes, I done nothing. Of course he did. Arrested for nothing. Done nothing. Done nothing. What's the crime? What's the crime? Bring me quiet. What? That's a crime. I'm Hebrew Israelite. Hebrew Israelite. That's right. So it's not a crime to preach. It's not a crime to preach. It's not a crime. It's not
Move backwards. That way. We're asking you to.
That's right.
We're asking you to.
Yeah, I know. But I'm filming a situation. Right.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7 and verse 15. Yahweh hath granted me to speak as I would, and to conceive as is meet for the things that are given me, because it is he that leadeth unto wisdom and directeth the wise. For in his hand are both we and our words, all wisdom also, and knowledge of workmanship. Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is a brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad with another video, another lesson. blessing through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. First and foremost, Kal Halayam La Alahayanawa Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakah Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, salutation unto the brothers, preaching and teaching this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives on their freedom to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled Israelites, shalom unto the very few but faithful aought. This edification is titled A Proper Example of Who We Ought Not to Be. Alright, something along that line. Because really and truly that is a proper example of who we are or ought not to be. Alright. You see, we ought to understand, with this truth here, all right, this knowledge, this wisdom that we have, and this ministry that has been given to us to carry out, all right, whether it be in front of a computer or a mobile device, camera or whatever, whether it be home or on the outside, there's ways that we ought to carry about ourselves. So basically what I'm trying to say is that this ministry, there's you must have a certain level of etiquette, so to speak. If you could go to that word, all right, let's go to that word. Let's go to that word. Yeah, man. All right, etiquette. It reads, the customary code of polite behavior in society, which means on the outside or among members of a particular profession or group. All right, so you must have etiquette. You must have a level of etiquette, whether it be when you're on the highways and byways, or even amongst your brotherhood. All right, even amongst your brothers, whether you all just breaking bread together, or you're having a feast, or whatever the case may be, you must have a level of etiquette, which actually goes into not just good behavior and all these things as it has here, but also it goes into respect. All right, so it says here protocol. All right, and when you go out on the highways, there is a protocol that you should be able to follow. All right, there is a protocol that you must be able to follow. All right, polite behavior, good manners, acceptable behavior. All right, code of behavior, especially when you go out on the highways and byways. You must have some sort of code of behavior, some sort of a code of conduct. All right, a code of conduct. I always say they have rules of conduct, but a code of conduct, rules of conduct, the same thing. All right, courtesy. All right, these are the things as you all see there. These are the attributes pursuant to having good etiquette. And what helps you also to have good etiquette, is when you have elders, you have proper leadership, you have proper leaders, because not all elders are leaders, yeah. All right. A while back, myself and Brother Yerushalayim and Brother Kayal, You know, we had I think, and also Brother Karatazar, we had done the work, so pursuant to that, not all elders is leaders. Alright? But once you have that good leadership from the top coming down, you know, a proper structure, alright, you should be able to be properly well groomed, you know, properly well trained within this thing here. Alright, because you have to understand this thing is something spiritual. Alright, and the people on the outside, you know, they are carnal. Alright, and you who are a spiritual man, you know, you ought to know how to construct your teaching and your preaching and your conduct in a spiritual manner, alright, to battle the carnal minded individual. Alright? Gone are the days, especially like myself, you know, I can remember back then. I will give a proper example as myself, you know, in the earlys, you know, coming out and do this thing, you know. I would say we was a bit, I myself especially, myself and Brother Nagar, the captain, because, you know, God is the captain, I am the lieutenant in the camp, you know. We was a bit, I could say, overzealous, you know, because there was times, you know, at that time in between, you know, we might curse out an individual or heckle an individual or whatever the case may be, you know, until it reached a point where, you know, we end up into our altercation, you know. Now it didn't reach physically, but it was highly verbal, alright, with a lot of profanity and whatnot being used and whatnot, so forth, you know. And basically, it was when it reached that stage, there's the level of edification is all totally lost. Understand? It's all totally lost. So, in time, you know, because, you know, within this thing, you have something called growth, you know, and with growth, you know, you're supposed to have a proper level of etiquette, a proper functioning, well-oiled machine, you know, with, in the sense of, you know, all the tweaks, all the tweaks, you know, all the certain bad parts and whatnot, so forth, you know, you get rid of, and you put in fresh parts and whatnot, so forth. So, you know, yeah, you are considered now a well-oiled machine, ready to be used for the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You understand what I'm saying? This is what it is here. Yeah? This is what it is here. Because you have to remember this, you know, it's all about wisdom within this thing here. Now I don't know who started it, if he maybe started it, or somebody maybe said something that got him up in his high horses and he maybe have said something or whatever. I don't know the whole scenario of it all. Alright. But at the ending of it, you know, he didn't go about it still. When I already check it out, he didn't go about it the correct way. Alright? He didn't use wisdom, because the scripture says, pursuant to Ecclesiastes 2:13, where it reads, "Then I saw that wisdom exceeded folly." Alright? Folly, as far as light excelleth darkness. Alright? So wisdom, you know, it exceeded all folly. Yeah? Bear with me. Alright? And this is what it is here, you know. Wisdom exceeded all folly. So, and this is what you have to practice. This is what you have to practice when you go on the highways and byways, you know. This is what you have to practice. You have to practice wisdom. Because you have to understand. Let's take a look. Look how serious this thing is here. Let's take a look at 1 Corinthians chapter 4. You know what? I think I will go to the blue letter for this. I will have to go to the blue letter for this. Alright, so 1 Corinthians and chapter 4. 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 9. where it reads, For I think that Yahweh had sent forth us, the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, unto angels, and to men. Alright? So let's take a look at that word spectacle. Let's take a look at that word. Alright. Let me see, where is it? Where is it, Lord? Alright, a spectacle.
Strong's G 2302. Theatron.
Alright, theatron, alright? Theatron, which goes into theater. So it says a theater, a place in which games and dramatic spectacles are exhibited, and public assemblies held. Alright, for the Greeks use the theater as a public show. Alright, a public show, metaphorically a man who is exhibited to be gazed at and made sport of. Alright, and when I go into that word exhibit, where it says public display, alright, public display, a work of art or item of interest in an art gallery or museum or at a trade fair. Alright, and I take a look at the synonyms there. It says what? To show, to reveal, to display, to manifest, alright, to demonstrate, to make clear, make plain. Alright, so we are a public example. Okay, the world is looking upon us. Now in the word world here, it says aeon. Alright, it says aeon. Alright, which really and true. I thought it would have said many, but not a problem. Aeon, because at the end of it all, is only us the Lord is dealing with, and we are made a spectacle unto not only just our people but the world, because you have to understand the world hate us. Alright, the world hate us, and this is what we, especially you young brothers you young brothers who maybe now, not only just now coming into the truth, but maybe you have a year or maybe a year or two into the truth, and you maybe want to go out there onto the highways, the spirit upon you for you to go out and do your teachings to the same way and what have you, so forth. These are things that you have to keep in mind. Alright, that the world is watching. And when I say the world is watching, the world is not watching, any sense of for edification. The world is watching to find any little thing. Alright, any little thing that could, that could put the ministry in a bad light. Alright, that is why the scripture say, let me see if I could type that in. I can't remember exactly. Where I left that, and that alright, but the ministry be not blamed. 2 Corinthians 6. Alright, so let's take a look at that. 2 Corinthians 6. I'll come here. Alright, so 2 Corinthians chapter 6. And I will start at verse 1. 2 Corinthians 6 and 1. And 1. It reads, We then, as workers together with him, beseech you also that ye receive not the grace of Yahweh power in vain. For he said, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I succored thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. Giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. Alright, because again, we are a spectacle unto the world. You understand? We are a spectacle unto the world. So going back, all right, going back to the 1 Corinthians 4, all right, and 9, for I think that Yahweh had set forth us, the apostles last, as it were appointed unto death, for we are made a spectacle unto the world, unto angels, and to men. And to men. All right, the world. All right, this is what it is. So we ought to have a level of ministerial etiquette. All right, when we're doing this work here. All right, this is what it is. For we are right. It says we are fools for Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. All right, the world look at us as fools. All right, and anytime you do something that is off and not according to the scripture and whatnot, so forth, it gives it within their mindset, it gives them more validation that you are truly a fool pursuant to this work itself that you're carrying out in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That is what it is. All right, so it says here, we are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are we are despised. The world despises us, and this is what guys had to understand. All right, perfect examples is like we are WFI. All right, perfect examples of WFI and your Sakari. All right, your WFI who is trying to be more zealous. Yeah, as the scripture say. Let me see if I could get it. I'll come here and get it, and then I'll come back to that scripture. That is 7 Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. Let's take a look at that. I think it's Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. No, 16 actually. Ecclesiastes 7 and 16, where it reads, "Be not over righteous much." Alright, be not over righteous much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself? Alright, and these guys, they always try to be this, this most righteous, this over righteous, always getting into it with the authorities that be, which really and truly it ain't called for. Alright, they always from time to time getting into some sort of altercation with the authorities and what have you, so forth. You understand? Which we through the Spirit seeing it, in the eyesight of, they want to be seen, they want to look as these real righteous men, and whatnot, so forth, and this and that and the other. Then really and truly all that nonsense and call for. You understand what I'm saying? It's uncalled for. Alright? So going back. Alright, so going back here, so it says alright, so we are despised, and that's what it is. We are despised. The world hates us. You guys have to understand that the world hates us. So seeing that the world hates us, alright, you're supposed to know how to carry about this thing here. Alright, because remember that a lot of the people that who are watching you, they are not watching you for edification. Alright, there's the batch that will watch for edification, then there's the batch that will watch for entertainment, but then there's the batch that are watching, alright, to find any little thing to bring about persecution upon you. Alright, because remember, the world do not have the wisdom and knowledge that the Lord had pertained unto us. So it's a state of jealousy on one part, and then is a state of you coming up against my ideologies and my teachings and my wisdom and what have you, so forth. You putting me in a shade, in a sense to speak. You're putting me in a shade, in in a bad light. Alright? Because remember is a spiritual battle. Is all sorts of spirits that we battling against, we coming up against. Alright, whether it be we battling against Islam, or we battling against Hinduism, we battling against Christianity, we battling against Egyptology, alright, Baptists, and when I say Baptist, I'm talking about the Orisha and the Shango and all this bag and nonsense, we battling against all these demonic forces, these demonic entities, these demonic ideologies, principles, philosophies, and whatnot, so forth. And our philosophy is above all the philosophies of the world. Because as Brother Nagad they say from time to time, the proof that we are in Babylon, all these religions and whatnot that so forth that are just called out there, that less, they all have a day in society within this world that we're living in right now, this age, they all have a day in Babylon. It's only us. We don't have a day in Babylon. Which, when I say we don't have a day in Babylon, the powers that be, they don't have a day, they don't have a time set for us, for that, on the calendar, that the world will observe pursuant to what that the world would acknowledge, pursuant to the high holy days of the scriptures and whatnot, so for that, we are no. So that just shows, where we at. Alright? So it says here, even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst, and are naked, and are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place, and labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless, being persecuted, we suffer it, being defamed. Alright? Being defamed. Alright? Being defamed. When I go into that word defame, God and nice. So being defamed, where is it? Yes, it was the first one. Oh shucks.
Strong's G 987. Blasphemeo.
Alright, blasphemy, which is blasphemous, to speak reproachfully, rail at, revile, calumniate, blaspheme, to speak, to be evil spoken of, revile, railed at. Alright, and this is what it is here. Alright, being defamed. Because, the world hates us, and the world speaks evil against us. The world speaks evil towards us. Okay? So being defamed, we are made as the filth of the world. This is how the world sees us. So you have to know how to carry about yourself to do not give them ammunition. Alright? No, at the ending of it all, they're still going to come up against us. But what I'm saying is, do not give them ammunition. And this is what a lot of guys who coming into the truth, is guilty of. Alright? And are offsprings of all things unto this day. And let me see something with our word will in this scripture here. I don't know what would it say. It's in Cosmos. Alright. I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons I warn you. Because at the end of it all these things that were written is what it was written, for our learning. So basically is what? 2 Corinthians. Let's take a look at 2 Corinthians. When it comes to this. Is it 2 Corinthians? Let me see 1 Corinthians. 14 and 40, I believe. Yeah, so basically is what? 1 Corinthians, when it comes to this thing, 1 Corinthians 14:40, let all things be done decently and in order. Alright? What we do in here, we're supposed to have a particular order. As I give a prime example of our testimony of ourselves. Back then in the earlies, we didn't really have order within our camp. When we come out on the highways and byways and doing this thing here. But as time and growth and whatnot, so forth, and exhortation from other brothers, who may take a look at our videos and whatnot, so forth, when we out there and whatnot, in tune, in time, as I say, we it's like a vehicle or a machine, we throw away certain things, and we throw away the old parts and put in fresh parts, put in brand new parts and whatnot, so forth. So now, we like a well-oiled machine. We do the things that, when we came into this thing, we don't heckle nobody. We don't take, we preach to the camera. We don't tell nobody nothing. If somebody if somebody come up to us and interact with us, we give them the word. If they accept it, they accept it. If they don't, well, it's all right. You move along. Alright, because we don't need your validation. We don't need your validation to know that, alright, for us to be like, alright, yeah, we really are the truth by this person. No. We don't need your validation. Our validation comes from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You understand? There's where our validation comes from. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You understand? Let everything be done decently and in order. Because I see some guys, they come out here and it's like, it's like a look at me spirit. They're all so zealous, the overzealous, they want to be over righteous and whatnot, so forth. They're not. It's all about look at me, which is all pride. Which is all pride. When they go to Philippians. Let's take a look at Philippians. Philippians, Philippians 1 and 15. Philippians 1 and 15, where it reads, come to here. Where it reads I will start from verse 14 actually. Alright? Philippians 1 and 14 reads, and many of the brethren in the Lord, waxing confident by my bonds, are much more bold to speak the word without fear. Some indeed preach Hamashiach, even of envy and strife. Alright, some indeed they will come out and whatnot, to preach the word, but it's not within good intentions. You understand? Not within good intentions. Alright? Some of them will do outlandish things purposely. All for what? All for attention. Again, that look at me spirit, Look at me. Alright? So it says here, alright, some indeed preach Hamashiach, even of envy and strife, and some also of goodwill. Alright? So because, at the end of it all, there's a balance with this, There's a balance. There's where it is. There's how the Lord bring forth this truth. Alright? In a proper balance. The one preach Hamashiach of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds. Yeah? There's where it is. They're doing things outlandish nonsense to get us into trouble. Alright? Because when you do your outlandish stuff and whatnot, so forth, the powers that be, that is going to come down upon us, alright, they is not going to, alright, single out this particular camp for doing their outlandish nonsense. Alright, they would say what? The black Hebrew Israelites, and generalize all of the Israelite camps. Alright, this is what the Israelites, this is what they're doing. Alright, Like take for example the New Jersey shooting business that took place, all right, where the guy who was formerly of ICGC or wherever the camp did name, wherever, all right, comfy camp, deceased comfy, all right, wherever the case may be, that act that he had performed, he and his woman, all right, they put that smear on all of the Israelite camps. Okay, they put that smear on all of us. All right, that nonsense what Chief Ephraim and them did do in the what Chief Ephraim and them had done with them Edomite high school children and whatnot, so forth, and this and that and the other, you know. They paint all Israelite camps with that brush. Alright? So when they come to persecute, when they have all these things, alright, pile up, and they come to persecute, the way they feel they're going to single out. No, they're going to persecute each and every single one of us. So this is why you had to know what to do when you had to use wisdom with this thing here. Right? And it seemed like he has no leadership. That guy, you know, it seemed like he has no leadership, you know, so he on his own, and you know, so which means what, he has no training with this thing here. Alright, and he has no growth, and he has no wisdom, no knowledge, no understanding. Because the scriptures say, you know, let's wait this boy, Proverbs. Let me see if I can get that quick. And I'll come back to this here. Proverbs. Where are you? Proverbs chapter 4 and 7. Where it reads, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting get understanding. Alright? And this man is not displaying any of it. Alright? He was not displaying any of it. And we will show it further down, you know, with the scriptures. So going back. Alright, so it says Philippians 1 and 16, the one preach a Mashiach of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds, but the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel. Alright? For the defense of the gospel. What then? Notwithstanding every way, whether in pretense or in truth, Hamashiach is preached. Yeah? Whether in pretense or in truth, Hamashiach is preached, and I therein do rejoice, yea, and will rejoice, because they could do nothing against the truth, but what? But for the truth. You understand what I'm saying? They could do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. Alright? Because there's a lot of people, you know, that come about, you know. That's why when I go to Matthew, let's take a look at Matthew. Let's take a look at Matthew 6. Matthew chapter 6, and I'll start from verse 1. Matthew 6 and 1, where it reads, take heed that ye do not your alms before men to be seen of them, otherwise ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. Alright? Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogue and in the street, that ye may have glory of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. And I'm reading this here, and you know, the alms, alms is money, all right. But in this sense, you know, in this context, you know, that I'm going to explain, you know, that alms, they don't necessarily mean money, all right. Now, yes, alms is money. This is speaking about money, but understand the spiritual aspect that I'm pursuing to the word, you know. The preaching of the word also is alms. Alright? The preaching of the word also is alms. Alright? But when you're doing this teaching and doing this preaching, you know, there's a way to do it. Alright, you don't have to do it in such a way where, again, you're heckling people. You may see a alphabet person passing by, and you're pointing them out, and you're speaking out in against them in this sort of way. Yes, we ought to condemn the wicked and speak against the wicked, but you have to understand, everything is lawful but not expedient. Alright, we just see a lot of them passing on the highways and byways. We just see a lot of them passing, but we don't interact with them. We don't point them out. We don't. Hey, look! The Lord is going to kill you, you alphabet people. He killed you all already, and He's going to kill you all again. And this and no. Just leave them by. They already condemned. They already gonna get a judgment. You understand? They already gonna get their judgment. Because when you have to understand, these people are protected by the state. And when you do things against these people, alright, you're going to feel the full brunt of the law. Alright? Look what's taking place now, Hate speech laws and all these things, it's coming out and whatnot. They're looking to ban the Bible and this and that and the other, So don't do things that, that will put you before the presence of the magistrate. Don't do that. Alright? It says, but when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know when the right doeth. Alright, that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which is in secret, him shall reward thee openly. And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are. Alright, when you're doing the works, don't be as the hypocrites. Alright, for they love to pray standing in the synagogue and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. Alright? So when you're doing this thing here, use wisdom, man. Use wisdom. Don't look to be over righteous and overzealous and what have you, so forth. And do things that when, the people be offended, when they get offended, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to go to the authorities. And then when the authorities come now and looking to arrest you, or tell you, well, you can't preach here, you had to move, this, that, the other, you now looking to give the authorities opposition. What you expect is going to take place? What do you expect is going to take place? You understand what I'm saying? What do you expect is going to take place? That's why same Matthew 5. Matthew 5 and Matthew 5 and 25. Alright, Matthew 5 and 25, where it reads, agree with thine adversary quickly, alright, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversaries deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. So you're done doing your nonsense already. You know what you're doing. The people them going out to complain to the authorities about it. They go to make a report on it, and the authorities come now to take you away, or to just simply, here what is going on, such and such and such and such. You can't be saying such and such and such, but and so forth, or you cannot be preaching here anymore, or whatever the case may be, whatever. Alright? Agree and move on. Or refrain from you know what I mean? Don't look to give the authorities opposition and what have you, so forth, because they will put their hands on you, they will arrest you. But in Trinidad here, you see, in Trinidad here, the authorities, they will put the hand on you in the worst of ways. Alright? They give you a particular order or whatever, so forth, and you want to go opposite, alright? Alright, because you say you defending Yahweh, you all for you is a man of the Lord, you is a man of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua will put his spirit upon those same authorities to fuck you up. Excuse my language, but that is how it is. That is how real it that is how dread Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua is. He will put the spirit on those same authorities. Alright? To beat you in the worst way possible, make you come out with broken ribs and bruised ribs and break hand or fractured hand and this and that and the other, bust up head and this and that. Yeah. Because that is how they just operate here in Trinidad. Alright, that is how they just operate here in Trinidad. Alright, that is how the police forces operate here in Trinidad. A lot of them, they operate with no remorse. They don't care about you preaching and you know, they don't care about that. They could care less about that. Alright, they could care less about that. What the scripture say in Romans 13? What the scripture say in Romans 13? Romans 13 and 1, where it reads, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High. Alright? The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. The powers that be, which is the from the government, go down to the police force and whatnot, so forth. They are ordained of the Most High. The Most High put them in position. Alright, as the scripture says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Alright? So when you see these people come and they give you an order, hey, just why you think a lot of these niggas over there in America, they always getting put down like dogs in the street by the police force? It's because they want to give so much opposition, and you know, and the police ask you for your license and your insurance and whatnot, so forth, your documents. Hey, simply agree and hand over. They ask you to come out of the vehicle, simply come. Now, certain things they may be doing, it may be illegal, but for peace sake, all for peace sake, you know, all for just peace sake, you just comply and then complain after. But when you want to give all these sort of oppositions and whatnot, so forth, the Lord is going to put the spirit on these same policemen to put you to death, or have you taken up temporal or temporary residency, alright, in the government hotels, whether it be the jailhouse or the hospital. One out of the three, death, jailhouse or hospital, is all according to the will of the Most High, where he will, which category he will choose for you. For you, because you just want to be, you know, you just want to be self-willed and whatnot, so forth, you know, you just want to feel, well, you know, the world evolves around you, no. Not just because, you know, you wake up to the truth and whatnot, so forth, everything is all what, no. The scripture speaks about we shall have no insurance of thy life. Not just because, I mean, yes, the Lord, you know, we in this truth here and we doing our best to stick and be sincere and what have you, so forth, you know, and the Lord will have mercy upon us. But I have to understand at the same time, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua, no respect of persons. This is what it is here. Alright? So it says, verse 2, whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of the Most High, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. And this is what it is. And this was the perfect example, because this man, he resisted the ordinances of the Most High, which is the police force and whatnot, so forth. He lucky because everything was on camera. That's why you can see that why the police really didn't put their hands on him. But I am pretty much sure if it didn't have no cameras in England, they just call them the old bill. Yeah, the old bill. I think it's the old bill. Let me see. Let me see. Let me Google it. I think that would just call them the old bill. In Trinidad, we just call them Babylon. Yeah, you see? A week. I'm getting dizzy a week with each other. So I tell you that what it's called in England. Old bill or old bill. Yeah, may refer to slang for the police. Yeah, used in the United Kingdom. Old bill. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? I ain't going to know Wikipedia, man. Yeah, yeah. What is the bill? What is the bill? But just like why do we say the old bill? We see old bill became the nickname for the Met Police following the Great War after the fashion for wearing mustaches that look very like the soldier cartoon character Old Bill. Alright? So yeah, he lucky. He is lucky. Yeah, I telling you that it had people filming and whatnot, because had it not had anybody filming and whatnot, hey, the Old Bill would have put their hands on him furiously. Hey, they would have beat he to a pulp. Yeah? You really think about, I'm an Israelite. I'm an Israelite. I'm an Israelite. These people don't give a fuck about you as an Israelite. You could shout that from now till the day that you go under the earth. They don't give a ass. But you are an Israelite. We are Israelites too. And hey, yeah, he just lucky, man. It says here, verse 3, for the rulers are not a terror to good works. They are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Yeah? But to the evil. Will thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister of Yahweh to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of Yahweh, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil, man. This is why the Lord set up these people, right? To be a whipping stick unto us. Alright? To be a serious whipping stick unto us, man. And when you want to play stupid and do stupid things, you will just get friggin' stupid prizes. You understand what I'm saying? This is what it is, yeah. This is what it is, yeah. Alright? So, you guys know what you're for when you go there, especially you young brothers that now coming into this thing, yeah. Know what you do and have. Try and practice etiquette. Alright, within the ministry. Alright, don't do nonsense that is going to make the ministry get blamed. Alright, don't come out there with no guns and no knife and whatnot so forth, and swords and stars, and the scripture talk about how when they come out, even come out with these things, you understand? Just come out with the Bible. Alright, preach your word. Alright. Preach your word, do what you had to do, in all good faith. In all good faith, and everything will just be all well and good, Everything will be all just well and good, The Lord will have his angels to protect you when you go out there. But when you want to play the fool, man, you're going to see what is going to take place with you, man. Alright? Don't you again, you look at the WFI and the Sakari and whatnot for us, you use them, and even this guy here that I just played in the clip there earlier on, you use them as prime example of who you ought not to be within this ministry. This is what it is, man. So I hope you all is edified, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Alright, this is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp signing out. Saying Kal Halayam La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahweh Shai Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahweh Shai Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching this truth through all the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled blood Israelites and shalom unto the very few but faithful Aquatium. Alright? All you don't know. Take it easy, shalom, keep in the faith, keep pushing, keep giving the praises unto Yahweh Baal Shem Yahushai. We almost out of here, man.